A black dog ran into the woman and bit her to death. Until the woman lost the strength to resist, the dog just let go. How much hatred can make the dog so cruel? The dog's name is Jifeng. It's either on the road to revenge or it's on the way to revenge. Jifeng had a happy family. He treated his mistress as his sister. From the day Jifeng came to their house, he and his sister were together all the time. They grew up happily together and got together every day. But there was a bad wind and rain. His sister was kidnapped by a local hooligan on the third day of the first winter month. A year later, when she found her sister, she was no longer herself. Not only did she become a heroine, but she also became mentally ill. Jifeng saw the little master being tortured like this, so she started her revenge mode. The story begins. A man came to his car, and he wanted to lie down and rest. Unexpectedly, the warehouse suddenly caught fire. The man, who was in a hurry, wanted to put out the fire, but in the end it was useless. He was burned to death by the fire in the car. The next day, the police came to the scene to investigate, but found nothing. So the captain handed the case to Dashin and the newly appointed Ini to handle it. After the autopsy report came out, it was found that the victim had inhaled a large amount of drugs before his death, and there were unknown creatures on his legs. After a round of investigation and evidence, they concluded that this was a premeditated murder. In this way, the two people found the suspect according to the drug clue. The angry Dashin went up and was one step away. The two people quickly fought together, and Ing Jianzhuang immediately got out of the car to help. He took out an electric gun and aimed at the target. Unexpectedly, it hit Dashin. The two people were stunned together. When the two people woke up, Dashin was completely paralyzed. The suspect couldn't help but say an address, and then the two came to the suspect's place but found that it was just a tutoring class. The experienced Dashin searched everywhere on the wall and found a hidden door in one place. After entering, he found that this was a place where the population was sold. At the same time, a man was trying to make peace with his daughter. When he raised his head, he found a dog staring at him. The man was stunned for a moment, and the wind was beating down on this man. After confirming his identity, a housekeeper attacked the man. The man immediately went to the northwest. Dashin and others looked at the cold body and found that it was the same as the previous victim's wound. They were all bitten by large dogs. Obviously, this is a serial murder case that quickly attracted the attention of superiors. After investigation, the two victims and the scene of the crime left the same animal hair. The forensic doctor determined that the biter was an adult wolf, but the center could not have been touched by a wolf. It is very likely to be an artificial trained wolf dog. They found a photo in the victim's phone. The 4 people on the photo have already died. They guess that the other 2 people may also be killed in order to prevent the tragedy from happening again. The superiors decided to let Dashin and Inian go to investigate the training base of the wolf dog the next day. Dashin and Inian came to the training dog base and learned from the trainer that a man nearby was a professional training wolf dog. Maybe he can give you some clues. Then Dashin and Inian found that man. The man said that he did sell a wolf cub to a man named Min Taiji, and Min Taiji is one of the 2 people in the photo at this time. The man also recognized that the Feng Ming Jing in the photo was Min Taiji. After getting the clue, Dash immediately returned to the police station, and the colleague also found out the 3 men in the photo. It turns out that they all participated in the underground dogfight. All the clues point to the man named Min Taiji. Maybe the truth can be revealed by finding him. So Dashin and Ining decided to find Song Ming Jing to find a breakthrough at midnight. They found Song Ming Jing's whereabouts the next morning. A large number of policemen raided the police station. The 2 of them quickly got together. After all, men and women are different. Inian was soon knocked down by a man afraid that the man would run away. Inian grabbed the bandit's feet to death unexpectedly. The bandit kicked him hard, then turned around and ran away. The intense pain made Inian unable to get up, and at this time, a car came towards him. The man in the car is Song Ming Jing in the photo, but what he didn't know is Jifeng had been waiting for him for a long time, waiting for him to guess who the woman in front of him was. Jifeng suddenly rushed out of the bush and jumped directly on Song Ming Jing's body, biting his neck to death, until he fell to the ground and lost his breath. Jifeng opened his mouth. Jifeng looked at Ining lying on the ground and did not attack him. When Ining woke up again, he was already lying in the hospital. The picture of flying dogs biting people kept appearing in his mind. Thinking that the dogs were going to be killed soon, Ining realized that there must be a professional trainer behind these dogs. So Ining began to readjust his thinking and finally found a top trainer named Jiang Binghao. He also found that Jiang Binghao has a daughter named Xiaojing. Xiaojing has a mental illness and has been treated in the hospital. When Wen came to the psychiatric hospital, the hospital director told her that Xiaojing was picked up by her father a few days ago. Wen quickly sent a message to Dashin. When Dashin saw it, he immediately sent a message to the address. At the same time, Wen had come to Jiang Binghao's house and found an underground room. When she saw the grass people on the ground and the photos on the table, Wen was sure that this was where the wolf dog was trained to kill people. But just then, the black wolf dog appeared behind her. Enyi, who was scared, retreated and threw a pistol at Jifeng. Jifeng did not attack, just stared at the woman quietly. Suddenly, a man pushed the door in. Enyi recognized the man in front of her at a glance, which was Jiang Binghao. Before Enyi could react, Jiang Binghao ran out of the door and locked the door. Enyi came to the door and explained her identity, and asked Jiang Binghao to open the door. Jifeng behind her also opened her mouth. Enyi had to aim at her again. Jiang Binghao begged Enyi not to shoot, and said that Jifeng would not bite anyone without my order. Suddenly, there was a cry for help from the house. Jiang Binghao rushed out to check. At the same time, a man wearing a mask was spraying gasoline around the house. Then he lit the gasoline. The fire surrounded the whole house in an instant. Wenji kicked the door, but it didn't help, and he had to face Jifeng, who bit 3 people to death. But Jifeng knew that the wrong had a head and the dead had a master. He wouldn't bite at all. Now it's like this. He was helpless too. After a while, Jifeng took the initiative to come to the woman's face, and bit the corner of Enyi's clothes and kept pulling. This is the beginning of the scene. Jifeng successfully took Enyi out. Looking at Jifeng in front of him, Enyi felt that he was not as bad as she imagined. Dashin also arrived at the scene this time. The two rushed into the sea of fire to save people again. Until dawn, the fire was extinguished by a heavy rain. But Jifeng suddenly disappeared. Enyi picked up a diary. The diary recorded the whereabouts of the incident. It turned out that Jiang Binghao's daughter was kidnapped by a few dogs. Not only did he turn her into a shadowy gentleman, he also became mentally unstable. In order to avenge his daughter, his father bought a wolf dog named Jifeng. During this period, he trained Jifeng every day and attacked the designated person. Although the reason for the incident was found, Dashin suddenly found something wrong. Jifeng should kill 4 people, but there are 5 grass people in front of him. Then who will be the last one?